what does the future hold for Style by Stevie? Is it going to continue down the media lane? Or are you going to become like a public servant, get into politics locally or statewide? I'm just throwing it out there. Are you going to style your favorite fashion, fashionista like your Grace Jones or your Diana Ross? Like, what is next for you? Because there's a lot of options on
Well,
the
I'm
table.
manifesting that part of dressing Diana Ross or Grace Jones. I'm manifesting it, so fingers crossed to that. And getting into politics, I made a joke with everybody. I said, you wouldn't want me in politics because the way the way things going right now, baby, y'all talk about Jasmine Crockett. Y'all would not be ready for Miss Stevie as president or anything. I'd be one petty person, especially to the other party, the red party. To say at that part, yeah, I'd be very petty. But I want to educate people. That's what the future holds for me. I want to continue to keep educating people and bringing awareness and having these conversations that can help heal within the black community. You got to be that bridge. My father and me had a conversation. We don't really talk. We don't haven't really had the best relationship, but we talk and we had a 30-minute convo. And he was saying, if something happens to your mother, what's going to happen with you and your brothers or whatever? Your brothers, who going to look out for each other? Who going to look out for whoever? And he says, she's that bridge. So someone has to be the bridge. And I want to continue to be the bridge. And the Bible talks about what? The ram in the bush. I want to be the ram in the bush that saves people's lives. Just from having healing conversations. Allowing people to come on my platform and tell their stories. There will be a season 20, I can tell you that. And I'm already working on what guests I want. What I want, the backdrop, the fashions, everything to look for. So I want to keep this thing going till I can't do it no more. I want to continue to educate people, black people, because we're in a time right now where we're seeing an agenda that is very dark to erase our history, that is not allowing us to tell our stories, or if not tell our stories, silence us altogether. And I want to keep that going. Right now I'm 31 years old, so I want to keep going till I'm about, let's say, 100, till I can't do it no more. I want to keep going. I want to keep telling the stories. One of my favorite actresses is Betty White. Love Betty White from the Golden Girls. Uh, she lived a very long life. She lived till about 100 as well too. And one thing she didn't stop doing was letting people steal her joy. She made people laugh. She brought a smile to people's face. She made people feel good. And that's something that I want to continue to keep doing until I'm about 100. And that's bring joy to people, be a light to people in such a dark time. Because you wouldn't believe how many inboxes I get from people saying, oh my God, what are we going to do now? How do we move forward? How do we find our joy? You continue to live. That's how you find your joy. Continue to live. Continue to
Mm-hmm.
live. Be in the present, be in the moment. And be aware, be socially conscious and aware. So I would also love in the future, what does the future hold for me? A podcast. Not just how we're doing it now, but I want to do it in person. And that is something that I'm also wanting
Yeah.
to work on as well too, which is doing it in person. Because they're just like, one of my guests that came on said, what did he say? He said, you have a chi. What is it about you that draws people to you? You have a certain chi, you have a certain energy that makes people feel comfortable with telling you all of their life story and everything. It's been that way for me because I'm like the vault. I'm like Fort Knox. You tell me something, it ain't going nowhere. I got the lock, the key everywhere.
Okay.
That key is somewhere in my bra. Nobody getting access to that. But, but the Fort Knox over here is the Fort Knox. So I make sure that whatever you tell me in confidentiality, whatever you want me to know, or whatever you feel comfortable with sharing, speak from your heart. And that's what I tell my guests. My guests are just like, well, I'm nervous when they even come on and do an interview with me. I want to keep that going. They was like, you made me feel comfortable. At the end of the interview you make me feel comfortable. It was so relaxing. You made me feel like I was talking to an old friend. And I want to keep that same feeling going. So that's what I see. They want to be able to physically, because I'm a physical person too. I love to hug. I love to show affection. When I see somebody down or sad, I'm a hugger. I love to give hugs. And I think I get that from my mom. And it's ever since we were younger, my siblings, she would see us cry, she would give us a hug. My father served in the Marines. He's not a nurturing spirit. He is not. What we learned was make sure you have this bed and this house clean and in order growing up. That was what we was taught from my father's side. But my mother was a nurturer. So that's one thing that I think a lot of people, that draws them in, that attracts them, is I have a nurturing spirit. So I want to keep telling stories,
Hmm.
black stories, and allowing people to share their stories on my platform in their way. So again, and I said this when we did our conversation, I said, yes, I'm the pilot of that, steering that ship, but I rotate and I get in the passenger side. And then when it's my time to steer that ship again, I get back in the pilot seat. So when you're telling a story, you allow that person to steer the ship. You allow them to tell their story when they're coming onto your platform. And you don't try to dictate the narrative or gaslight a person. That's horrible. I would never do that. So with hosting Style by Stevie, I said I want it to be personal, because there could be people out here who could have experienced the same situations. It could have been a life crisis, life or death, and they needed to hear something that one of my guests has said, and they resonate with it. So that's what's in the future for me, what's in the cards for me. I want to do it in person because the audience is saying, let's get it in person. The vibe is just different. Your vibe is your chi. They want to be able to feel up on Miss Stevie. Ain't nothing wrong with that, but I'm not against that either. I'm a very affectionate person. I love to hug. I love to make you feel good. I will embrace you. I will pat you on your back, as any talk show host would. If I see you emotional, I've had guests literally break down and cry on my show, and I'm just like, I ask them a question that's like, it takes them back to a place or make them think about something. I'm just like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that happened. And it was because it was so real to them. But that's what I want. I want to continue keeping my legacy going of hosting this platform, but I would love to do it in person. Of course, fashion. I would love to tap into the fashion world. I see Drew Barrymore. She has everything. She has merch. She has home apparel. She has makeup. She has everything. But I see Rihanna also as well too, and I commend Rihanna. Rihanna has tapped into the fashion world. She's got music. She's got acting. She's got her makeup brand, Fenty. That is something that I would love to do in the future as well too. Is tap into that beauty world and have my name on cosmetics, hair products, fashions, and Bergdorf's and Norm and Neiman's and all of these stores. That's where I see myself in the future.
Hmm. Yeah, I can definitely see the live hosting element for you. Like you said, you have this welcoming personality that it just gives off this loving, nurturing side that people will instantly gravitate towards. So yeah, I can see the Wendy Williams type of a show where you're going through the headlines and then giving it your own flair to it, and welcoming people on the couch and showing love. So we're gonna put that in the air, put that in the atmosphere that's coming in a not too distant future for you. Um, I also see like the Joan Rivers type
Oh,
commentary on red carpet as well.
I love,
So like,
I love her so much. I love Joan Rivers. One thing she knew how to do was she knew how to make the guests feel good. Like I remember watching an interview with her, and we talked about it earlier about one of my icons, my style icons, Grace Jones, and they had so much fun in that interview. Like Joan Rivers knew how to breathe life into comedy, and she did it with such style. She did it with grace, and she was so glamorous about it. And I'm just like, okay, that's somebody I could be like. Definitely, I could see that aspect of it too. But I also want to add my own flair onto it. I can't be like Joan because she had her own thing. She was in a league of her own. She knew how to blend comedy and glamour and fashion all in one together. And when she was hosting Fashion Police on E, she made it humorous. And sometimes the guest didn't like it. You know, the celebrity that she would be talking about wouldn't like it or whatever. But she said, "Hey, my dear, it's all in love. It's all in love." So I definitely can see that.